If you've been in the anime community for a while, you've probably heard about the slander of Black Clover. To be honest, I can see why people hate the show because most of the new gen anime has really good animation where Black Clover starts a bit slow and the animation was not very good. I remember starting the show knowing Asta screams a lot, so I had myself prepared. But when I actually heard it, it was annoying as hell. So recently I just caught up to the Black Clover manga and we have really good things to talk about today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like the video because it helps the channel with the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe to the channel for the new upcoming videos on the Black Clover manga and many more. So if you're to talk about Black Clover, I'd say it's very good. Not like it's a 10 out of 10, but I find it better than most of the new gen anime and mangas which are really popular right now. For me, Black Clover's main power is in its cast and the fights. It reminds me of the Naruto fights which had a lot of emotion in every fight. The cast is also very big and some of the characters are really good in their own way. I like how the first few arcs were mainly developing the main cast, and now that all the characters have stabilized themselves, the emotions hit pretty hard. Every arc of Black Clover starts pretty slow, which makes a lot of audience lose interest, but the climax to every arc is very good. It kinda works like the Chimera Ant arc, but I'm not comparing it to Hunter x Hunter because it's Hunter x Hunter. Black Clover takes inspiration from a lot of old mangas such as Naruto, Bleach and Fairy Tail. With Naruto it's similar to the villages and the kingdoms. With Bleach it's the squad captains, but I still think Bleach's captains were slightly better. But before we go and praise the show more, I wanted to give my criticisms. First off, I think Black Clover lacks a good antagonist. The elves were good, the Dark Triad's past hasn't been fully revealed yet, so we can't say anything yet. The latest chapter revealed some very exciting things, but I'm not gonna spoil here. In terms of the anime, the animation is very lacky most of the times. Another one is that sometimes the jokes don't hit. It kind of feels like they're trying to extend the episode, but I just don't get the jokes funny. But except for the criticisms, I think Black Clover is a solid contender for one of the best new gen shounen at least. For me, when I look something to watch or read, it depends on my mood. If I'm up for some hype fight and all that, I watch or read something shounen. Or sometimes I just wanna go ahead and read something personal, something that can change my life in some regards. I look for something seinen. Recently I've been reading a lot of seinen and just finished The Climber and Real by Takehiko Inoue. Both are top 2 mangas right now for me. In terms of sheer depth, I don't think many shonen go close to seinens, but shonen mangas have their own merits. Usually with the mainstream shonen, they talk through the fight, and I think Black Clover does it better than any new gen shonen from what I have read. But one thing I was really impressed about was the female characters. A lot of shonen has pretty shitty female cast, but Black Clover has a really good female cast. I won't go as far as to say that it's better than Jujutsu Kaisen, but they're almost in the same tier. Noelle recently in the manga is popping off, which made her one of my favorite characters in the whole show. Now I wanted to talk about Asta. A lot of people seem to hate on Asta for being plain and simple. I think Asta is a pretty good protagonist. The protagonist always doesn't have to be a very complex character. Asta's journey from start to the point where we are right now is very heartwarming. From Yami to every royals slowly starting to accept Asta for who he is, seeing that kind of development of the cast because of the protagonist is a good sign. Of course he's not S tier, but people tend to say that he's F tier, which is not true at all. Because the show is pretty long, the development he goes through makes us look back and think that he's pretty good and we've come very far. But mainly I have so much praise for this show is because of the Spade Kingdom arc that's going on right now and the Elf Reincarnation arc's devil plot twist. Mainly the Spade Kingdom arc because I think it is one of my or maybe my favorite new gen arc after Black Dragons from Tokyo Revengers. The fight scenes, the emotions, the plot twist and some of the backstories are opening up new potentials for the show. In all honesty, I think Black Clover is a very good manga and the anime is pretty good as well. Julius vs. Licht and Yami Asta vs. Dante is my favorite fight from the show. If you're not liking the anime, try reading the manga and watching the anime during the fights because that's what I did and I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna go off script right now a bit. So a lot of people like Kakashi or maybe Gojo or maybe even Aizawa as their favorite sensei, but for me I think my personal favorite is Yami from Black Clover. I have so much love for this guy because of his attitude and the way he motivates people and inspires people a lot without even realizing that he's actually doing it. Another part I actually love about Yami that he actually grows through the whole series, which gives him more depth. And also his dark magic power is one of my favorite powers in the whole anime media. And the way he says now I'm going to surpass my limits is one of my favorite lines in the whole show. Anyways, I've been planning to do a lot of videos recently and I think I'm gonna start doing them again. My channel has been pretty dead recently, but I think I'll be weekly reviewing Tokyo Revengers, Black Clover and Jujutsu Kaisen because I'm caught up to them. Let me know about your thoughts about the Black Clover series and manga, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel for the future contents. It's been everyone's Nakama, Veep Nakama. I'm signing out.